Hi, welcome to Ajikar Academy. My name is Jayan. In this video, we are going to see how the accounting for not-for-profit organization is done. This video is class 1 portion of it, including 8 slides. Now let's look into the meaning of not-for-profit organizations. These organizations are nothing but business institutions rendering services for the members and to the society. They are not established for making any profit through any business or trading activity. They are organized mainly for social, educational, religious, or charitable purposes. So basically, they are meant for these not for profit organizations are established mainly for the purpose of rendering services. The services are for their members and the society. Society does mean the public. They are not established or they are not organized or they are not set up for making any profit through any business or trading activities. They're organized mainly for social, educational, religious, or charitable purposes. Their objective is some social purpose or educational purposes by establishing some educational institutions, some religious purposes, and most of the not-for-profit organizations are established for charitable purposes. So they are basically for rendering services, not for making any profit. Now let us look into the definition of such organizations. Definition is like this: a not-for-profit seeking entity. Entity means an organization. Organization. A not-for-profit seeking entity which does not usually engage in. I miss that word here, engage. Which does not usually engage in any trading activity, but engages in rendering services. Engages in rendering services to the members and for the welfare of the society. Members means members of that particular organization, members of that particular institution, or members of that particular entity. So they are rendering services to the members of that society itself, institution itself, and for the welfare of the society. So this is the definition: a not-for-profit seeking entity which does not usually engage in any trading activity, but engages in rendering services to members and for the welfare of the society. Now let's look into the examples of not-for-profit organizations. There can be hospitals, there can be libraries, sports and arts clubs, which all can be established as not-for-profit organizations just for rendering services to the people and the society. And other charitable institutions like orphanages, educational institutions, religious institutions, old age homes, etc. So these are the common examples of not-for-profit organizations. Now, let us go to the features. What are the main features of such organizations? The features of not-for-profit organizations. Features means main characteristics. So the first feature is, as we said earlier, it is the main feature, or it is the main characteristics of this type of entities rendering services. The main objective is to render services to the welfare for the members and to the public. The second feature is, this is also something we have explained before, non-profit seeking entity. It is not expected to earn any profit through any business activity. The third feature, no trading activities. Such organizations are not allowed to engage in any kind of trading activities in order to make profit, because profit making is not its objective. Its main objective is rendering or giving services to the members of its own members of its institution, or to the rendering services to the welfare of the common public. Therefore, it is not making any profit. It is not a profit-seeking entity or profit-making institution, because it is not allowed to, or it is not generally engaged in any trading activities. So trading activities are mainly done with an object to make profit. Here, the not-for-profit organizations are established mainly for the purpose of rendering services, not for making profit, and therefore it is not engaging, or it is not expected to conduct any trading activity. So these are the first three features of the not-for-profit organizations. And let us go to the fourth characteristic or feature of such institutions. This is one of the important points to be noted. There is no credit transactions. Such organizations are not engaged in any kind of credit transactions, either, especially when it receives cash or some kind of payments, either from the public or from its members. It is usually done in cash. There is no credit transaction. Credit transactions are not allowed in the case of not-for-profit organizations. The fifth feature, or the fifth characteristics of such an organization is maintenance of cash book, because we have already told that there is no credit transactions. So all the transactions are done in cash only. Therefore, it is very important for such organizations to maintain a cash book. A cash book is maintained only for the purpose of recording all the cash transactions which are happening daily, recording all the daily cash transactions in which all cash receipts are debited and all cash payments are credited. And it is balanced daily. Balanced daily means receipts are recorded, payments are recorded. So the balance is receipts minus payment. If the receipt is more than payment, it is called a positive cash balance. And if the payment is more than the receipt, it is called negative cash. Cash will not be negative, but still there are deficient cash balance. The payment is more, the receipt is less. But usually the case is that receipt is more than payment. So maintenance of cash book is very important because all the transactions are done in cash only. So the cash book is maintained to record all the daily cash transactions in which all cash receipts are debited, and all cash payments are credited. And the daily balance is also known after taking into account all the cash receipts and cash payments. Now let us look into the sixth characteristics. The sixth feature or the sixth characteristics of not-for-profit organization is preparation of receipts and payments accounts. So after the preparation of cash book, because cash book is the primary, it is the primary ledger maintained by such organizations. So in cash book, all the transactions are recorded in detail, day by day, or date-wise. All the cash receipts and all the cash payments are recorded. So for example, starting from 1st January, 2nd January, 3rd January, etc., until 31st December. So if we are recording the cash receipts and cash payments of 1st January, on that day itself, the balance is arrived at receipts minus payments. So for example, total receipts for January 1st is 1000 and total payment is 800. So balance is 200. So this balance 200 is brought down to the 2nd of January. Thus, every day cash receipts, if anything, and cash payments, if anything, is recorded and balance is arrived at. And then we are going to prepare receipts and payments accounts. So this receipts and payments account is prepared by taking into account the items in the cash book. Items in the cash book are classified here, not this point, classified and grouped. So classified and grouped, and the total of the grouped items are brought in receipts and payments account in a summarized form at the end of the accounting year or period. So we already discussed that all the cash transactions are recorded in the cash book. So for example, in January, we paid rent. February, we paid rent 1000. January 1000, February 1000, March 1000, thus December 1000. So 12 into 1000, 12,000 total rent we have paid in the year of, so for example, we are preparing for the year of 2022. So 12,000 total amount of rent has been paid, and in the receipts and payment account, we only mention rent, only one rent, total amount 12,000, not month-wise. So it is different from cash book in the sense that in cash book, all the items are recorded as and when they occur. But in receipts and payment account, all the cash receipts and payments in the cash book are classified and grouped. Therefore, it is a summary of the cash book. It is a summary of the cash book. Preparation of receipts and payments account, items in the cash book are classified and grouped, and the total of the grouped items are brought in receipts and payments account in a summarized form at the end of the accounting period. So this is the sixth feature of the not-for-profit organization. And now two more features, important features are there. So let's go to the seventh one. The seventh feature, preparation of income and expenditure account. Because it is not a trading business, it is not for profit, it is only for entering service. And because it is not for profit, it cannot make a profit and loss account. Because profit and loss account is prepared by such organizations where trading or business activities are conducted for profit. So here, this not-for-profit organizations cannot prepare or cannot make a profit. There is no need for making a profit and loss account. Instead, it prepares income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account is prepared in the place of profit and loss account, because profit and loss account is usually prepared by or generally prepared by such organizations which are engaged in some kind of business or trading activities only for the purpose of making some kind of profit or some amount of profit. And this is the seventh feature. And now let's look into the last one, but not the least. Capital fund. Capital fund. Capital fund means it is said that there is no capital is invested because it is not considered as a business. Therefore, such organizations have capital fund, which is the accumulated surplus from income and expenditure account. Accumulated surplus means when income and expenditure account is prepared, some balance is arrived at, or we get some balance. So that balance is called capital fund. So this capital fund is the accumulated surplus from the income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account is prepared in the place of profit and loss account because this institution or this organization is not for making any profit, but only for entering some kind of service. So these are the class 1 portion of the first chapter, accounting for not-for-profit organization. So here we have looked into the meaning, definition, and examples of not-for-profit organizations. And then we have talked about the most important 8 features of this not-for-profit organization. So this is all about class 1. We can see in the next video with the class 2 portion of the same chapter. Till then, goodbye.